kind of mood because we're making Mexican lasagna. My inspiration can come from anywhere, and recently I was looking through a calendar that I got from my local supermarket, and I saw a recipe for Mexican lasagna, and I didn't even wait to finish reading the ingredients. I jumped up and pulled stuff out of my cupboards and my pantry and my fridge, and immediately the new Mexican lasagna was born. Now this is a huge hit in my household, so I'll show you how simple it is. You can either flavor the ground beef using a pre-prepared taco spice mix, or you can make your own. It's really quite simple. All you need to do is put a whole bunch of ingredients together, and you have this taco spice at hand anytime you want to prepare any Mexican lasagna. I'll show you how. We're going to start with 2 teaspoons of chili powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of red chili flakes, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, half a teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of sea salt or any kind of coarse salt, 1 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper, and now I'm going to add my secret ingredients, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder to give it that amazing kick. Mix this all together and you have one amazing taco spice. The taco spice mixture is ready. I've just mixed it up, and what I'm going to do now is brown the meat with some onions, and then I'm going to add some ground garlic paste and just cook it up, and then we're going to layer it just like we do a lasagna. But there's going to be a really special surprise at the end. So let's get started. We're going to start by browning the meat. I've got a couple of tablespoons of oil just heating up, but in the meantime, I also have a pan that's wide enough, and I'm going to boil these noodles. Usually when I make regular lasagna, you don't need to boil it because there's quite a bit of water content in the sauce. This one's not going to be as saucy, so I'm going to boil this because I just don't want the noodles to be kind of hard when you bite into them. So let's boil them and make sure they're nice and soft when we eat them. I've got 8 sheets of lasagna. That's all I need for my dish. So in they go. While that's boiling away, let's saute the onions. The onions are nice and sauteed. They've been sauteing for about a few minutes, and I'm gonna add 2 pounds of ground beef. This is just medium or regular beef, and let's smush this into the onions, and then we're gonna add a tablespoon of garlic paste, and then 10 teaspoons of the taco spice that we prepared earlier. I'm just gonna add all of this straight in. Let's mix it up and get it nice and brown. While the meat is browning, we're going to add 6 tablespoons of prepared salsa. You can add any kind of salsa you like. I found the kind that has white corn and black bean in it, so that just adds a little extra punch of color. So just add this in. Add a cup of water. Taste for salt and add a little extra salt if you need. And just cover it and let it cook for just a few minutes till the beef is nice and cooked and tender. What's on your mind before I go? And now's the fun part. We're going to start to layer the lasagna. I've put in the first layer of meat, approximately half of the ground beef that we cooked up earlier. I just added it as a layer to the bottom. And we're going to follow this with the cooked lasagna. Now, as you can see, the lasagna sheets are really nice and soft. You can either layer it as is. It really depends on the size of your pan. You can fold it in, or you can even snip it just to fit it in. I'm going to just cut it today so I don't land up with too much noodles.
Baby, so why you acting shady? Boy, if you wanna date me, you better stake your claim. I make you crazy.
Once the lasagna has been laid down, we're ready to add salsa. Now, I have about 800 ml or so of salsa, and I have a lot because I really like to add a generous layer.
I wanna dance with sexy, so sexy.
Next, we're gonna add some cheese. You can use any kind of cheese you like. I've used a combination of pepper jack, jalapeno pepper jack, and some cheddar, but you can use mozzarella cheddar, You can use any kind of cheese that you like. Even the Tex-Mex variety works just as well. So I'm going to be generous with this cheese because my kids just love cheese. Just put a nice little layer, and also acts like a glue between the layers.
She moves so sexy. It's nice to meet ya, sexy.
After the second layer of lasagna noodles, we're going to add the second half of the meat sauce.
Dance with sexy. The way I move so sexy. It's nice to meet me, sexy. They wanna dance.
We're going to follow that with some salsa.
The way she moves so sexy.
And finally some cheese. And then it's ready for a 350-degree oven where it's going to cook for about 20 minutes. Remember, the pasta is already done, so we're just going to get everything together. And then I'm going to add my surprise ingredient right on top of this lasagna. So stay tuned for that. The lasagna is out of the oven. Now, while most people might think this is done, it's not. We're gonna add one other surprise ingredient. Since it's the Mexican lasagna, we need to give it a little bit of ay, 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 caramba kind of attitude. So let's add some tortilla chips, which I've just crumbled. I'm gonna add it to the top. Now this is gonna go back into the oven with a little bit of cheese and salsa, and it's gonna be a very natural-like topping, crunchy on the top and ooey gooey on the inside. So we're gonna add that. We're gonna add a little bit more cheese, some delicious salsa, and some fresh tomatoes. Put it back in the oven for not even, just maybe 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and it's ready to go. Now you can add any other topping as you wish. You can add jalapenos, you can add onions, you can add olives, whatever you like.
Boy, if you wanna date me, you better stake your claim.
The lasagna is just out of the oven. Look how amazing it looks. Has a beautiful crunchy topping and it's ooey gooey on the inside. Everybody in your family, I guarantee you, is going to love this dish. So thank you so much for joining me. See you next time on Cravings Vlog, and please join me on my culinary journey. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/cravingsvlog, and let's have fun in the kitchen together. Until next time, see ya.
Your time, but let me know what's on your mind before I go. I'm with my girl, so don't try something you don't know. I think I hear you whisper so loud I hear my.
Just hold the camera.
Shit, yo.
Just hold the camera.
Swag up in the crib.